Hello and welcome to this presentation. This is Immersive Science Slams for the topic of organizational change and the use of immersive visual technologies. This presentation is about how we could improve acceptance and use of immersive visual technologies in organizations. A little bit of background on why this research is important. About 50% of attempts to implement new technologies or have new administrative changes ends up in failure. We have to understand why do we fail and why do we succeed when we want to introduce a new change in the organization. Is it because people are resistant to the organization that it fails? Is it because we're lacking resources? Or is the technology not good? And why does it succeed? Is it because people were more accepting of it? Did we have enough resources? Was it the technology advanced and easy to use? There are a lot of reasons on why we fail or succeed, and we need to understand that before we want to introduce any kind of new change. This is not just for technological changes, it can be structural, administrative, any kind of change. However, in this presentation, we focus on immersive visual technologies, or IVT for short. We want to apply this technology in safety critical industries. First, we need to understand if it is useful in those industries. Safety critical industries are industries where errors are costly. This is like aviation industry, oil and gas industry, where safety is essential. We have to see how we should use immersive visual technologies in those industries where safety is the focus. How can we make sure that IVT improves safety? And then we need to think about how we can use it and if there are other potential uses that we didn't think about. But if we want to be successful in introducing this technology, first we need to understand what leads to a successful change process. We need to look into the current literature and current research and practices where organizational changes were applied. We need to look at the successful ones and the not so successful ones and find out what issues are important. And then we can make a narrower focus on technological changes. So we start broad, but then we narrow it down to changes that involve a new technology. Why is a new technology successful or unsuccessful in an organization? In doing so, we realize that there are a lot of issues and factors that are important. It's very difficult to get a good grasp of all of them. For people in the practice or in academia, it's a lot of information. So we need to simplify it and see where to look at and what to look at if we want to have a better, smoother process of introducing a new technology that would help people to accept it and use it. If we think of an organization as a system made of different smaller systems, we can make sense of the different players involved and their thinking. In this overview, you see three major components: the people, the technology, and the support. The people is about the managers who make the decision, how they evaluate the technological choice, what do they think about IVT's potentials, why do they think they need it, how do they think they should use it. It's about the employees, whether they're going to accept using the technology or not, and the designers, whether they know what the end users want. And then it's about the technology itself. What is so specific to IVT? Does it help me do my job faster and better? Is it easy to use? Is it worth my time and my effort? And then we can look at the support that is provided by the organization. Do we know who needs support? Do we know what kind of support? And do we know how to provide it? This overview makes it a bit simpler to deal with all the difficulties and issues that are involved in introducing new technologies. We can start from here and then we can focus on each component of the system and make sure that we have good planning. Thank you for your attention.